Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Football Manager 2018 as Portsmouth. Now, right on up front, I gotta say, if there's anything weird with the display or the audio, I am currently in Scotland. I am in a completely different room, a completely different studio, and a completely different computer. That's someone else's computer, basically. So we're gonna hope that everything is hunky-dory, as it would be if I were recording at home. But if there's anything different, this is really my first big test recording over here. So let's cross our fingers. Let's also cross our fingers that we can do well today. We're meeting up against Walsall? Walsall? I don't know, Walsall, I guess. Walsall Football Club over here. Where are these guys? Would it be under General that it talks about it? The Saddlers, region UK and Ireland. No, like, where are you? I guess we can check the facilities here. Bank Stadium in Walsall. I don't know where this is, but we're meeting up against these guys. What are these guys predicted to be? About 17. So they're on paper, in theory, a little bit lower down than I am. If we take a look at our previous schedule over here, again, we can get a little scoochie-doo about how things are doing. We grounded out those 2 draws over here, which was kind of brutal, and then a really impressive win against Ipswich here. So we'll see how we can do here. It is a home game, so we got a nice advantage. In terms of tactical situation, we are still going to be playing with our, I'm going to call this the 4-3-2-1 regista here, with our inverted forwards. I think there's still a lot of potential. Did notice, now that I'm on a different monitor with a different resolution, we got the individual tactical familiator showing up here. Of course, we can always, like, there's different information we can get. But you can see that Danny Rose is for some reason not super comfortable with this position role duty, which I'm not sure why exactly. I mean, he is a natural in the midfield, and he's obviously very, very well suited to being a ball-winning midfielder. Again, none of those golden stats, although maybe I should set like 14 to be a golden stat for this particular league. I have it set to 16 to really highlight anyone who's like super insanely good. But I might want to do that. I have 10 up showing up as green. I might want to have 14 up showing up as yellow, actually, to really highlight some people. He's not that strong. He's not that great at tackling. Like, you know, he's fine at tackling, fine at marking. But I think the mental acuity is really impressive here, this 29-year-old. So hopefully he'll be able to feel comfortable, and I don't know how much of a problem that's causing for us. But overall, I think we're relatively pleased with these roles against the regista with Ben Close here. I mean, he is the most well-suited regista on our team, and he's very comfortable playing the defensive midfielder position. It's just a question of there's a lot of stat requirements for the regista, so you know, getting a high level of comfort for that role, or you know, suitability for that role, I suppose I should say, might be a little troublesome. But I don't know. We're gonna go with this. We're gonna stick with this sort of counter fluid mentality again. The idea is it does pull the forwards back a little bit. It lowers their how do we get the information? If I go here and go to edit, it lowers their mentality a little bit, which may or may not be right. But again, we've got a fairly attack-minded, like the formation, I would say, is fairly attack-minded, right? Because of the flanks and everything like that. So I think countering that with a slightly more defensive mentality to sort of try to achieve a balance might not be too bad. But we're still tweaking, we're still learning. We're going to be starting Connor Chaplin here, and he's going to be playing an advanced forward role as opposed to what we were doing before. We had Brett Pittman in sort of deep lying forward, I guess, is what it was, right? Yeah, so we're going to do that. Now, I have to say, when we start the match, there's a possibility the cheering is going to be, like, sick loud, because I actually haven't tweaked it, and maybe I should do that. I found that in default, again, this is a new computer and everything, the sound, yeah, there we go, let's bring this down. The sound in Football Manager is super loud for some reason. So just still be ready when we actually start the match itself. So you've been decent form. We got sort of the middle finger position over here with 2 draws versus strong. But that's 2 wins and a loss. I got to say, we seem to be overall kind of okay. So let's go ahead. Team selection. I'm pleased with this. I mean, the only people we haven't selected are all the people with injuries, so obviously we're not doing anything like that. And in terms of swapping our starting roles, I think I'm okay with this. Sharpness is pretty good. Connor Chaplin a little bit lower, but I think I'm going to be, and we'll get a warning for that, presumably. Yeah, but I think it's probably a better fit for the formation. And Greg Pittman, I think, with his age and relatively low pacing, he's not as good of a fit for the attacking forward. And so even though he is a really good player, we might want to go shopping for the strongest possible sort of attacking forward role. I mean, not necessarily like a poacher, but I think we still want... how do they separate it? They separate the strikers sort of internally as like between like a fast striker idea and a target man type striker. I think we want another fast striker. I think would be a good one. Chaplin's going to be okay. How old is this guy? 20 years old. A lot of potential. A lot of potential is what I was going to say. Sure, a lot of potential. You know, I think he could do actually okay. And again, he's super speedy. His finishing's at a 13, the first touch at a 10. Even a dribbling of 11 means he could actually try to, like, pass through people. Shoots with power, plays 1-2s, tries first-time shots. So he's going to do a lot of very fast shots. And I think with the finishing, that's going to help him get that off. I don't think his dribbling's actually going to be that important. Getting his first touch up a little bit might be like the top goal for him. What is his development at? He's being developed as a false 9, I set it to, which actually I think makes a fair bit of sense. Hold on. I want to get back to my little menus here. Hang on. If this were a false 9, can I not? Hold on. Oh, because we're in a match. I can't change the tactic from here. Right. Fair enough. I don't remember. We'll have to double check the actual description of these roles because I don't think we get the description here. I think false 9, the idea is it's a little further back. Yeah, I think that's it. Between the advanced forward and the false 9, I think the false 9 sits a little further back and can help coordinate a few more passes, but we'll still take some shots. And I think that was the idea, just because we don't have sort of an attacking midfielder over here that's going to help coordinate shots. This central is going to be a little bit more like that, but not a target man is, I think, the idea. But anyway, let's go ahead into the match over here and see what we can do. All right, there we go. The fan sounds are on, and to me that looks a little on the loud side. Let me go and bring that down a few scooches, and hopefully that's going to be okay. All right, team, morale's not as good as we would like, and they didn't really respond to this speech by our assistant manager. Hopefully we're still going to be okay. Let's go ahead to the kickoff. I mean, if we get an early score, I think we're going to do pretty well. Home game. Look at the stands. I didn't actually look at the attendance, but we are packed here, fairly packed. I mean, there's still plenty of empty seats. Maybe I'm getting confused between our blue color and the blue color of the seats. One way or another, we'll see how it goes. I think what I want to do here is on this system. Okay, I do have it set slightly faster. Oh, that's right, because this is part of the save, as opposed to the local settings, which is interesting. Right away, big offense from the other side. McGee really has to stretch to catch that header, but overall, recover okay. Looks like there was an offense that didn't really go anywhere here. We are, on extensive highlights? Comprehensive. I'm going to go and bring it down a notch, just because the last video was fairly long. We actually did a fair amount of talking here. I think extensive is generally going to be okay. Nice little pass, centering pass to O'Keefe. Again, one of our ball-winning midfielders. Sends a ball ahead of Ronan, who struggles a little bit to get rid of the ball. Doesn't cross it, but gets it close to O'Keefe, and doesn't really have a passing target. Rose, not quite in the right position. That might be that tactical familiarity problem. Up to Chaplin, to Ronan. And again, Rose isn't necessarily low on the familiarity with the tactic as a whole. He's struggling with his particular position and role. No, that is really full. I guess it's the away area over there. But local fans, this is almost a sellout crowd. Now, it's a home game. It's not. Is it an important home game? It's so early in the season. I wonder why it's so busy. Do we just have that much of a local fan base? I don't know, if you're a Portsmouth fan in real life, A, tell me how to pronounce Portsmouth, which I'm sure people have done, because this is, video number 5? Okay, Ronan, great player, and has scored a lot, but I don't know what the hell that was. That was the worst attempt at a goal I have ever seen possibly in this game. Here's Ronan again, gets it over to close. Ooh, loses the ball, but Donahue is in the right position to pick that up. Looking, he's probably going to have to send it backwards. Yeah, what Mo over here, which is still what I'm going to call him. What Mo? Donahue going wide, does get it up in front of the net. Conan, can you can you center it? You can, a little close to the goalkeeper. Rose keeps it in. There's Naismith, who actually was denied the header a second ago. Still is in a great position. People, I guess dismissed him as a threat over there. Rose delivering a beautiful pass to Naismith, who's just been camping that near position on the right side of the goal, or left side, depending on, I guess, what point of view you're looking at. But I don't know, from our point of view, I guess that would be the right-hand side. And defense here, a free kick centers it up, but it goes well over the net. Now, our shooting, I don't believe, I was looking at the stats between games. We haven't scored a single goal from outside of the, do you call it like the penalty area? The penalty, like, the big square box. Not a single goal has been scored from outside of there. I think there have been 37 attempts, but I mean, Hey, what? Chaplin with a big run forward. A bit of an attempt at a shot. It was a corner. Okay, I was going to say, it went fairly far off. I assume that was deflected off someone, and it was. Anyway, I'm okay with that, because of course we are trying to work it into the box. We're even waiting for overlap, so we're really trying to get that sort of position. So we're doing everything we can to discourage those crazy shots, because we don't really have a good person for those long shots. Ernie here in a fairly good solo run, but he's not able to deliver, not even close. You know, he's definitely getting closed in there and had to make a decision, which led to a pretty poor attempt. I don't know what his idea was there. I think there's a lot more of these, in Football Manager, there's a lot more of these really crazy looking shots than you might see in real life, just because I think they're simulating the shots that go wide as, like, going really wide. Ronan picking up a yellow and then following up with a free kick. Naismith keeps it in. O'Keefe with a long shot. That was delivered with a hell of a lot of power, and I like that a lot. Certainly, again, wide, but wide with enough power that if it had just been a little bit more accurate, that would have definitely drilled one into the net. Really love that. First half's coming to the close. Weird to see Ronan. Another yellow card. I might have to tell my team here. Hold on. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Select players. How do I... Hold on. Oh, do you not do, like, a passionate calm down anymore? You know what? That actually makes a lot of sense, to be honest. There we go. Just tell everyone to calm down. Draw fewer yellows. Certainly too early to do some subs. And with two... I mean, we can tell individuals to, you know, ease off on tackles. I don't think there's going to be as much of a problem on Connor. Rose with a big power shot there that was, on target, except there's too many bodies in the way. That was really unfortunate. Who is this? Walks over here with sort of a lost possession. Walks has, Chaplin. There we go. That's exactly what I'm looking for with that sort of advanced forward role. And do we have pass into space running? I think we do. We do have pass into space. We don't have keep possession, but that's exactly the sort of thing I want to have with that sort of advanced forward. And we may keep him as an advanced forward. I may switch over his training. The idea might be because he's already super, all his stats are all like advanced 40 already. The false 9's a little bit lower, and I think it requires a little bit more mental stats. So I think I may have put a focus on false 9 just to focus a little bit more on a few mental stats that will still help him in the advanced forward role. It may have been a diversification / balance, but I think I was going to say, in the analysis, Walks has given up possession more than everyone else. I don't know if it's poor passing or poor decision making. We can take a quick little look actually at his numbers on paper and try to get an idea as to what this is. Decision making is 9. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not as good. Composure is 11, concentration is 9. So he might frequently get pushed into sort of questionable decisions. His actual passing also a 9. So I think this is all adding together. I do love his pace and acceleration. That's really good. In terms of development, we don't have a specific development for him. So let's go ahead and on the right, we will give him the wingback role. And yeah. I mean, you know, again, these things develop, but here, this is a more intense training than just the default version, and this will help to try to boost up a few of those things. Additional focus on marking. You know what? I think I'm going to leave it there. Now, that's a fairly heavy-duty training role here, because he's got a specific role he's training for, which increases the workload, and an additional focus, which will raise the workload. Injury risk is high. Individual training workload still says medium, but I might get away from the additional marking role. He does need to improve it, but that's also part of the wingback sort of training scheme. So I think I'm going to do that just to try to balance things out a little bit more, because based on my understanding, specifying these things adds additional workload. Although maybe it doesn't, because it's already set. Maybe if it's at corners, that would count as a true additional focus. Maybe it's completely redundant to set marking when he's already doing marking from this. I actually don't know if this adds in this particular situation. I'm pretty sure anyway, if you just do your playing position plus an individual mark, that does add up. We're not really seeing it reflected over here. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say the way back over here, because we are going to do the marking. And I'm not going to say that the marking is any more important than, say, the passing and the concentration decision, for example. Because, you know, while obviously defense is really important since you are, you know, a defender, but these things are also kind of key. And if you've been giving up a lot of possession, I think we're going to do that. So, it's going to the second half. Do it for the fans. Okay, do it for more than the fans here, if we can. Let's take a look at the analysis table, see what kind of things we're getting. Telling people maybe should ease off tackle. Oh, we never did any adjustments to the crossing type. I mean, I think mix is still fine. So we're rocking 60% possession. We got a 9-5 advantage on shots, with more shots on target. So I'm going to say we're just slightly unlucky, perhaps, that Well, we do have one goal. I forgot about that. We do have the one goal put in by Cal Naismith and assisted by, I believe that was Rose, wasn't it? So yeah, I guess we're exactly where we should be based on, the on-paper stats. On paper, slightly stronger team. On paper, doing better this particular match. And as a result of that, we are showing, well, better results, I suppose I should say. All right, 50 minutes in, still with the 2 yellow cards. Ronan with the free kick here. Oh my god! That is amazing. I don't know what his free kick stat is, but that was really gorgeous. Just perfectly over the head of the, defensive line? The wall, that's what they call it, right? The wall. Just over the head of that and just under the crossbar. The goalkeeper even sort of jumped for it, but missed it. Like, it wasn't that the goalkeeper was necessarily fooled, although there may have been a timing problem there. Up over to Ronan. Sends it far ahead of Naismith, which is great. Naismith's feedy. Beautiful. Oh, my. That was such a beautiful pass for Chaplin. I'm ashamed for him that didn't go in. I'm actually really ashamed that he didn't go in. Again, his sharpness isn't 100% here. He was coming in a little bit rougher. And he still gets some development to do. He's physically in good shape, as far as I remember. Like his physical stats are good, but maybe his technique. Chaplin, again, yeah, we're definitely going to have to work on his shooting. Or that might be a mental sort of decision sort of thing. Let's take a quick little look. Hold on. I'm curious. It's been a few days since I've played. Mr. Chaplin over here. Yeah, you've got good finishing. It might be a question of the first touch sort of settling it. You've got good composure. You've got decent decision making. Actually, I'm shocked that you're not doing a better job on all that. Shocked, shocked, shocked. Technique passing. It's still doing, I don't know. I don't know why we're necessarily training him as a false 9. Because actually, I think I will play him as advanced forward. Like full time. I really suspect that'll be the case. Should we yell at him? Well, we're up 2-0. Walks. Oh, beautiful cross to Ronan. Oh my god, that save. I can't believe that save just happened. That goalkeeper, he deserves some sort of pay raise. That was really impressive. Close loses the ball, but is able to regain it. Gets it over to Donahue, who's going to be, I was going to say, hard pressed to move the ball forward. O'Keefe also going to have to send it backwards. Rose, again, fails to be in position. So I'm going to say that probably has to do with the position role balance there being off. Rose is definitely having a little bit of an issue being in the right place at the right time. And that's just going to be a question of getting his role familiarity locked in there. And all of a sudden, we're going to have a much, much stronger composition. Oh, too bad no one could get the header there. Chaplin does maintain control. Gets it up to Naismith, who's, I was going to say, a little hard-pressed, I think, to score at that angle in particular. But it did lead to a loose ball that could have been rebounded. The defense was in place for it. We're going to have a throw-in, but I suspect nothing's going to come from it. Although this is a really slow highlight progression. What's going on? Oh, we just went to another corner kick. Sounds like we're still maybe in the offense. Drop to 11th position. Oh, we're still climbing. 2-0 win here is going to be gorgeous. We've had all those close draws, including a home draw. The away draw was kind of gorgeous. The barely getting in a draw at home, like in the last minute there, was still sort of on the disappointing side, but so far so good. Okay, we got about 20 minutes left over here. I think this is a good time to do a sub. Mr. Donahue's the most tired. I still think, Kristen Burgess has got a lot of juice left in him, though. I like swapping out the yellow cards, just because I'd hate to get to a red state. Maybe we'll bring in Matthew Kennedy for Connor Ronan over there. And Watts is down to a 71, but we don't actually have a defensive right to sub in over here. We're going to have to take a look at our sub branch. I don't know what our injury status is like, and if we do actually have some other good right wing backs available that we could swap. We may have to bring in someone from the under 23 or under 18 team over there. I'm trying to remember. I just got 2 of those youngsters that are going to do really. They've got great potential to be a wingback, but I can't remember if they're left or right. I think they're left, so we may have to really go shopping for a right wingback, and I'll look into that. I think between episodes here. I just still kind of want to do a swap. So, your condition's really low. You might have been injured or something like that. I suspect that's true. Do I want to bring in Pittman? I think I will. Look, it's funny that Pittman though is not a replacement in for for the striker, because he's really not comfortable playing attacking forward. He would really much prefer playing a deep lying forward or as a midfielder, which we are retraining him for. Maybe Stuart O'Keefe. Danny Rose, despite being out of position a bit, does have a really good rating. The assist is certainly going to help, but clearly he's been playing okay overall. I think I'll go ahead and do that. And we might bring in Adam May later on. You know what? Hold on. Undo Pittman. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter who I sub. But you know what? Let's bring Adam May for Ben Close. Let's see if what kind of regista play we can get out of him. What I'm going to do while I'm thinking about it, what's the easiest way to get to the game? I guess I could have just clicked on May there. What I want to do, I still got Close. Mr. May. I don't know if you're being specifically trained. I am going to be looking at you. Yeah, your regista rating is really low. You know what? I think that might be a little unfair of the rating for you. How old are you? 19, with huge potential ability. Huge potential ability. I think, hold on, I may have traded for him in between videos. I kind of feel like I may have gone shopping for someone who is going to be good in the regista position. So right now, it's rating him as quite poor, but every single stat that is being highlighted as something as important for regista is in the green, is double digits. Admittedly, low double digits, but solid across the board. And good determination overall, good work rate. What's your natural fitness? Okay, not as huge. I think that's okay. The stamina being a little higher, I think, is the key for the regista, because he is going to roam around a little bit more. Obviously, you know, you always want people who are faster and all these things. These things never hurt, but I don't think pure pacing or pure acceleration is as critical. The stamina is going to be nice because he's probably going to put a lot of mileage on the pitch. And yet everything green, I think he's going to make an unbelievably good regista once you get in there. Must improve agility. I mean, it's not highlighted, but it's always good. How well a player can start, stop, and move in different directions. That would be nice. I wonder if we go, you know, especially since you're going to be in as a substitute. You're not a first teamer. So you may not, your injury risk is low, which is nice. I don't think you're going to get as worked quite as hard. So I think that's going to be an excellent thing over here. And yeah, you're going to be a great backup regista, and in fact might become a superior regista long term. So defensive right, we've got Honstrop over here. And what are you looking like? Decent now, stronger later. Make sure you're specifically, you're set the left. Oh, can you play both? Oh, you can play both. In fact, you're currently more comfortable on the left. Only accomplished. I wonder if we can get you up to a full like 20 rating over there. I am going to work on here. Now, the skills for the wing back on either side are going to be the same. So yeah, see if we can get your passing a little bit more. The passing, the dribbling, how's your pace? 14. Yeah, we want to get your dribbling up a little bit more. I think the way dribbling works, and I don't know, but I suspect the higher your dribbling, the faster you go when you're actually carrying the ball. So your pace is your maximum speed, but I think while you have the ball, your dribbling can bring down your pace if it's low. This can also probably help you avoid tackles and various things like that. And your passings will also be important. Your marking and your tackling's decent for a defender, not great, but again, how old are you? 20 years old, but you've got still a lot of potential to go there. And you can really, you know, your development rate does go down as you get older, but still a lot of potential here. 700 pounds per week for hot prospects. A little pricier, but you know what? I think he's going to see play once he's not injured. What is your gash lower leg? Yeah. So we'll make sure, I think, to include you in the substitute list. Right now, the substitutes, basically, I think every match so far, the substitutes have played themselves, or picked themselves, I should say, because it's literally just, well, the 7 people who aren't injured. Derp, derp, derp. All right, 15 minutes left. We do have 1 sub left. There's May. Getting it to O'Keefe. O'Keefe, oh! Tries to send it up. You did have to juggle the ball a little bit, too. Walk centers it over to May again. To O'Keefe, up to Chaplin, who's pinned down. He's got to send it back to O'Keefe. Tries to send it to Kennedy, who does take the shot. And you can see how the inside forwards really scrooch in. And we really depend on the wing backs to go wide. That's going to be a throw-in for us. Okay, I was wondering why he didn't get the ball, but that's it. He was just letting it get to a throw-in. And let's do another sub here with about 10 minutes left. You can see Mr. Donahue getting very tired. I don't know. I think he's still recovering from an injury. Hold on. I've got Windows pop up. New computer wants to do all the updates. You're still having a good game, Mr. Rose. Let's swap in Brett Pittman here. He's going to be playing as a bottom-weighting midfielder, which isn't necessarily his prime comfort thing, but we'll still get him some play, and he's still, like, you know, hot to trot over there with his particular stats. Analysis, yeah, we're going to be okay. We'll probably look at something like whip crosses. I'll take a look at what our our jumping and heading potential is in our 3 forwards. I don't think it's particularly impressive, so I don't think we want float crosses. Again, the stats that say, oh, we're having a superior game in the air, I think looks at all of our one-headers, and most of the one-headers are almost certainly on the defensive side. So I don't think floating crosses into the penalty box, if I'm getting the phrasing right, is the right way to go. But whipped might be good. 4 minutes of extra time? Really? Both yellow cards were in the first half. There hasn't been any other yellow cards. So what kind of injuries are we looking at? Ooh, that was close. I think that still would have gone out and been okay. But I guess it was, because it must... I guess McGee didn't touch it. So it must have just gone off, because we do have the goal kick. But that was really dangerous. Chaplin gets the header, gets interrupted there without anyone able to grab it. Shebu, he's got enough people challenging him. I'm surprised that we didn't get the ball away from them. So Walsall's still going to be able to keep going on the offense. Attempted slide tackle there, which misses. Burgess does head it away out of the box, but possession stays here. McGee, beautiful center to Shebu. McGee, I mean, he didn't have to dive or anything like that, so he was in the right place at the right time. I'm going to credit him for having excellent vision there. That was not a physical save. That was, I'm completely reading the play properly. It feels like in real life that would have gone in 9 times out of 10, but in here, oh, there's Shebu. Beautiful run. He's got a breakaway. Does beat the goaltender there. I mean, kudos. Wonderful job on Shebu there. That was glorious. Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't score last time. In fact, this could have been 2-2 all of a sudden. Luckily, we should get the final whistle here and still come out with the win. But that was very close to a last-minute 2-goal tie-up. And that would have been... How heartbreaking would that have been after this match? There we go. We are going to finish it up here with a win. Predicted a draw. But we do come out slightly ahead. 60-40 into possession. Shots came out about the same. We were leading for a while. Shots on target about the same. So real sort of quality possession in the second half for our opposition there. But, you know, overall, very happy. Looks switched off. Don't think there's anything you need to address. Yeah, I never say that. I always say something. Or if there's nothing to address, I just don't say anything at all. Inbox. There we go. In control. Ronan shines as Portsmouth wins. Yeah, it was really good. There was sort of a, if I recall correctly, sort of a cock-up early on with him. He can also make a great advanced playmaker in the rear and play both wings. I mean, he's only play inside forward on one, because when you're an inside forward, you want to play on your opposite foot. Whereas if you're playing sort of a classic winger, then you want to play on your same foot. It just comes down to like what the focus of the attack is. Because I think with the, so if you're here and you're trying to send it forward, yeah, I don't know. Oh my god. Okay. Windows is freaking out on me. I was going to do more analysis and more change of some of these players, but I got to put a cut in here. Again, new computer, and Windows has decided that it hasn't been updated and really needs to do that right now. So thanks for watching, folks. Hopefully the audio in this was half decent. I'll be checking after the video, and we'll see you guys next time.